single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make.
Hey guys, Tony the SoySauceAssassin here, and I am not even kidding you. The reason I'm late today is because literally my heater's display is broken. I'm not even kidding. So I was wondering why that heater has been showing like 2 lines instead of the number of degree for a while now. And so I actually unplugged it right before we started and plug it back in to start some heat because it's kind of cold, right? And that literally just destroyed the whole display. Like the display doesn't display anything now. I can't press anything on it. The only way to get it to work is through no, Twitch is working. The only way to get it to work is through my remote, but I have no idea what degree is on because the display is not working. I have no idea how that worked, but you know, it just happened to fit today's theme, which is fuck the heater. Yeah, fuck the heater. So yeah, the heater is broken, but I have a heater fan, so at least that's working. At least that's working, right? And yeah, it's just one thing over another. My stomach didn't feel so well because I ate something really spicy earlier. So if I had to run upstairs all of a sudden, you know why. Alright? You know why. So today, let's get some music started. I'm kind of afraid to smoke because, like, you know, so when you have a stomach issue, sometimes smoking is usually the bad choice. Alright? Smoking is usually the bad choice when you have a stomach issue. So, alright. Get back to here. Smoking KFC. I see Yasser. I see Ash Queen. I see Jason Martin, Kyle, Travis, Buffalo Bush Outdoor, Cat, and KMB Golf. Shapen's here. Here we go. Matt Maddow is here. Martin's definitely here, as you can see. So yeah, let me just turn this sound off on my phone just in case that goes off. You know, quite a bit of things happening. Quite a bit. See, I was literally looking at my instruction manual to find out what the hell is wrong with the AC, but I have no idea. So that will just have to be today. Alright. Drinks. And cigar. Viva La Vida. I'm pretty sure that means living a life or something like that. So you know, who knows? Got Casa Cueva Reserva Maduro going hot. Damn, this is good. I agree with that. That's actually surprisingly good steak. Hey Huang. And I'm smoking one of the freebie veteran steak that I got from Saber Cigar. Awesome. And Joseph Woodruff is here too. Thank you for everybody to drop by today. Let me just get this out. But yeah, I'm kind of scared because this is a long stick. But, you know, that was the size that was available to me. So, there you go. There we go. Did I move the screen by accident just a little bit? I'll move this closer. Yeah, here we go. I'm driving tonight, so if anybody can watch. Yeah, so, you know, my team was concerned that there might be some trolls today, so we'll see what happens. Okay. I think it's the coffee I have today that's giving me stomach issue. But yes, let's cut this and get into it. It's Veterans Weekend. It doesn't feel that way because, like, you know, usually you don't talk about it. But it is the Veterans Day weekend. So thank you for all the veterans. Thank you for people that's serving. We appreciate you. Here's the thing though. Why is Memorial Day an actual public holiday, but Veterans Day is not? Like, I don't understand the you know, why did they make differentiate to that, you know? What's with the differentiation? Why is Veterans Day not a public bank holiday, but Memorial Day is? I know Memorial Day is for the fallen, but if you gotta honor them, you know, might as well honor all of them. You know what I'm saying? I put a smackdown on this side if they need it. Hold on. See, sometimes I feel weird because I'm giving the most dangerous people ability to ban and kick. That's the funny part. I give the most dangerous people in our group to ability to ban. Now tell me that's not dangerous. I think that's very dangerous. I had to go to that video so that I can there. Alright, so I'm gonna do that. There you go. I'm giving like the most dangerous people power to do stuff. There we go. We're back. So yeah, giving ban button to most dangerous people, that should be banned sometimes. I question my decisions here and there. I think they both should be. I think they both should be. You know, you gotta honor them. You might as well honor them the same, right? Fallen or not. I think fallen or not, they deserve the same respect, right? Unfortunately, the fallen has fallen, but it doesn't mean that, you know, the people that's living has any less. You know, they were at the same place probably. They're doing the same thing probably. Why wouldn't you? You know. Okay, very coffee, very just very a lot of coffee, a lot of coffee. A little bit of spice, but not like spicy spice. Just like tastes like spice, like cumin and star anise. There is sometimes a delay, depends on, you know, how, like what time you get in there. Okay, Brendan is sensible. It's not like he lights his cigar with a blowtorch. I don't know. I think he does. Yeah, it has a little bit bitterness too, but not a lot. It kind of get covered up by the spice really quickly. The coffee, that's really like a mellow coffee, not even a dark roast coffee. See, you had to work on Veterans Day. Just make. Okay, it tastes a little bit of milk chocolate, not dark chocolate, milk chocolate. It has that milky sweetness to it. Overall, a sweet cigar. It's weird. I see why you're saying the Reserva Anise and lingers in the background. Last stir, almost like cinnamon prune flavor, Dr. Pepper. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's what I don't get. You know, not that it's just a simple question. I guess it's not like a concern because, you know, it doesn't matter to me personally anyway. I just feel like, you know, shouldn't you give everybody the same chance and the same respect, that so that they can go respect the one that's still living, just the same way that they want to go respect the people that did not. You know, that's just kind of like an opinion, right? You want the time, you want people to spend the time and use that day to honor the people that served or that's serving, but you allow them to respect the people that has served and passed away, and give them the time to do it, but you won't give the time to do the one for the living. That's kind of like, yeah, weird, right? Fernando stopping in on the YouTube side. Hey man. So yeah, That's what I always wonder. It's like, you know, because you're expecting Memorial Day to come, so it feels like Memorial Day is coming. You know, all that stuff. People plan to go see the site for the memorial statues and stuff like that, World War II and places like that. But you know, for Veterans Day, you can't even get a day off to let's say volunteer at the VA or volunteer at, you know, food kitchen or something like that. There's no day off. Nobody can do anything extra unless you take the time off. It's a good cigar. It's not bad, surprisingly. I was thinking that this may be something like obnoxious cigar because the design, right? But it's not. It's just I feel like this is like a dessert cigar. Yeah, the screen's still not doing anything. I'm gonna let the heater sit there for like half an hour, and I'm gonna try to turn it on again, see if the screen comes up, because I think that unit is like pretty much dead. I had to buy a new one, and I only had that unit for like a couple weeks. And all I did was give him the middle finger. It definitely has a layer of just sweetness to it. Coffee gets through, milk chocolate kind of gets through, and then you get the spice, but there's no like spiciness to it. Maybe a little bit, but not a lot. The Viva La Vida is a pre-century egg smoked. I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. Anything before century egg will be covered by century eggs. There's no taste after that. There's no way to taste anything after that. So as you guys know, I went to take the safety course for the LTC license permit. So I went over there, and then, you know, I was like, I had to go take the lesson. I went to take the lesson today, and I sit there for a few hours, which it's an easy course. I mean, you can't even call it a course because there's no test, right? You just listen, and then you get the information that you needed. And obviously the hard part is to get the license to carry, and most likely you're in the mercy of the state or city that you're in, right? So obviously the city that I'm in has a 76% issuance of non-restricted aid, non-restricted A license. I think that's what people want. What is section A? I can't remember the thing. It's just A. I just remember there's an A on it. So I have about 75% chance of getting an unrestricted one. Not that it matters. I can get a restricted one, you know, and then wait a little bit and then go ask for a lift. But I don't know. Usually before you get it, you start to think about everything that you've done. Would that particular thing that you have done hinder you for filing anything, right? Like, you know, for example, before you buy a house, you're like, did I have a bill that I forgot to pay, or like a delinquency somewhere, you know, that kind of stuff. What does it restrict? Restrict to carry. I think they call it like if it restricts, it's you can get like appointment only, so you can only carry your gun appointment only. You cannot conceal. You got funny gun laws. Anyone over 18 can open carry here. 21 you can conceal with the permit. Doesn't matter what handgun you carry. Well, Massachusetts has one of the worst gun laws out there, as people can probably already realize that. In Massachusetts, you can't even carry any Glock that's made after 1994, September 1994, because there's not a physical safety on it. Like there's no physical safety on it, so you can't carry it in Massachusetts. Well, you can buy it. You cannot buy it in Massachusetts. So that's, you know, Massachusetts is definitely a hard one to carry. And the instructor, obviously, he was like a police officer before, and even he thinks it's kind of stupid. But and he did say that you cannot conceal carry, but you can probably open carry. But that would be a dumb idea. Don't ever do that in Massachusetts. I agree with that. Don't ever do that in Massachusetts because that would be the dumbest thing ever. That's almost like open carrying in New York. You're asking for NYPD just tag you down in 2 seconds. Even if you're licensed to carry. Even if you're licensed to carry in New York and you open carry in New York City, that will be like, you know, common sense done, right? That's common sense super dumb to do that. So California is no carry state only if you have connections. Don't forget about California. See, I don't know the law in California, but I think everything in California is harder. Everything in California is harder, except getting drunk. It's easier to get drunk in California. That's it. I always felt that conceal is best, out of sight, out of mind. To be honest, I never felt the need to carry because I always felt safe. But then again, that's probably because people around me are carrying. In New York, we have 5 different permit restrictions. Ooh. We can open or conceal carry either way. Most conceal carry here. Yeah, well, I mean, that is probably the best way because not everybody are educated. Not everybody felt the same, and not everybody knows the intention of why you're carrying. So, you know, by not seeing it, gives them the false sense of security. I mean, the guy literally gave us a statistic today, how, like, you know, like talking about assault weapon. How many people die within like 6-month period from what weapon? And like, there's quite a bit of people die from hammer. That's crazy. And there's like 3,000 people die from fists and like, you know, punching kicks, like physical assault. And there's quite a bit of people die from knife wounds. And not a lot, like there was only like a handful die from the assault weapon, which is like, you know, one of those shootings. And significantly more die from pistols. So, but that just tells you, you know, I don't know, in extreme cases, which method do you rather die from? Being hammered to death or 1 bullet through the head? So when you apply, if you're granted a permit, you'll get a target permit first, which means that's kind of weird. That's a weird permit. Well, I use the term assault weapon because, you know, obviously, that's what they call it at the time of the lesson. Because technically, that's just a really decked out weapon. Okay, it's still semi-automatic with the muzzle, with the hand grip, with the large capacity, and with the what's the thing called? Shoulder stock, and that was it. I mean, they will distort number to make gun violence seem much worse. It is. Don't make report mainstream how many lives saved per year because, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Here, drunk driving killed the most. 4 years to change it to a sportsman license, which will allow them to carry any outdoor activity. Well, in Massachusetts, the law is so crappy that owning it is like having a birthday party. Like you should throw a party just being able to have your license. Almost is like that, right? Depends on what town you live in. There's some town that gives 100% of the time, they don't care. But there are some town that, you know. So I don't know what will end up to be for me. I don't even know when I'm gonna go apply. Because you had to schedule time to go to interview or something like that. Right? How does that work? I don't even know how does that work. Do you turn in the license and then turn in the application and then wait? And then what, you turn in the application and they will interview and then you wait? How does that work? I mean, research is, you know, they will destroy the information to whoever pays for it. So, you know, they were actually talking about NRA and stuff like that. So, it's funny because like there's a membership fee of like $35 to NRA membership fee, and it was like, you know, if you care about your Second Amendment rights, throw $35 at them once a year is not that bad. I was like, yeah, I agree. $35 to protect your rights actually not that bad, but you know, it depends. If you hate guns, you wouldn't, right? I always make me shake my head when I hear assault weapon. When assault literally means verbally threatened, battery means the action. That's why you have assault with battery charges. True. NRA not real activists. They just fight the laws, right? That they fight whatever that's tried to water down the laws that you know, for us to carry, I guess. They're not activists. They're lobbyists. They're lobbyists. So today, so far, the smoke actually burns relatively quick. 24 minutes in, almost 1/3. They start to get more and more towards the deep, darker, heavier, with a hint of bitter coffee taste. Okay, it starts to kind of convert just a tad, not a lot. Don't get me started with NRA. They are BS. They're BS anymore. Gun owners, America are real rights advocates. Okay. I don't know. So I don't particularly know. They also advertise to join the class's gun club, something like that. There's a $50 activation fee or something like that. If it will be waived if I join today, I literally did not. I just walked right out and I'm done. I was like, I don't need to get to that point yet. So. GOA all the way. Yeah. I don't own it yet, so I don't have to particularly think about that particular problem because, you know, obviously, in my opinion, any of those decisions cannot be fought by commoners anyway. So it has to be a group that has significant finance and significantly lobby power, or else just simply having a community screaming says that law is bullshit, you know, isn't gonna do anything. So it needs a political power to do it. Anyways, it's Saturday. Why is everybody else smoking? I hope it's not Gurkha. I mean, I can't believe I think today I have a stomach issue because I smoked the Gurkha yesterday. I think that's probably why I don't feel good. Because I didn't feel good since yesterday. I literally vomit afterward. Alright, and now I have a stomach issue today. I think it's all because of that Gurkha. And it could be mental too. Like, because I'm thinking Gurkha, I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling well. But, you know, it could be mental. It could be mental. But this cigar is good. I'm enjoying this cigar right now. Is stress? I don't know. Because like, I don't even call whatever happens stress. It's more annoyance than stress. Acid croqueta. Croqueta? I secretly love the Gurkha. No, I can't even. See, normally I would just jokingly I agree to that, but I can't even do that. Sin compromiso, yes. Good cigar, good cigar. Everybody's having a good cigar today. KFC. You know, KFC just tastes like barbecue chips to me. You know those wood chips you use to barbecue? That's what it tastes like. You gotta try compromiso. You never had one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. Somebody needs to hook up Ash Queen for that. Fernando Ibanez said, tomorrow is not promised. Delicious. I had a great steak tonight, so it's perfect. It's always sold here when I go. Have them to save you one. Just ask them to save you one next time, like before you go next time. They will definitely save one for you. KFC sweets are great. Regular KFC are good. Okay. I've never had a DTT. I need to order. I'm such a procrastinator when it comes to ordering. I agree. Well, I have that problem too. So you know, sometimes I need to find it. I need to find it. I need to find it, and then I look around and say, holy shit, how much cigar I have that has to be smoked, and I just delay ordering it. It's a take your time steak. It'll get you. It'll get you to the last third. They will. The one you have been saving. Just go to your humidor and find the one that you do not want to smoke the most, and just smoke that one. San Compromiso? 3 hours? I don't know. It doesn't take 3 hours to smoke San Compromiso. Casa Cuevas Maduro is definitely, or not the Reserva one is definitely not my favorite. I can tell you that. It just had a weird taste to it. But the Reserva one actually is like a significant improvement. Significant improvement. Oh yeah, our code expired. But you know, if we can come to agreement which brand we need the code for now, I can probably get him to do a short-term code too. Christopher, what's going on, man? Why are you smoking? Alright, so we're 30 minutes in. Let me turn on the heat again to see if that light turns on. Nope, the light does not turn on. Piece of crap. Piece of crap. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I can't tell what degree this thing is on right now. But yeah, I had to go to Costco to get another one. Yes, it's from Costco. Yeah, it's a Reserva. Looking through the humidor now. Okay. Martin, I'm sorry, but every time I see your name, I hear Gabriel Iglesias in my head. Martin! Martin! Sorry, I can hear that too, right? When he say that, I can hear it. Fernando, every time I say Martin in my head, in my house, someone screams it. Usually my 19-year-old daughter. Exactly what I just finished. Hey, Nate, what's up? You gotta make a video calling me that. I'll add it to the video. Oh my god, never thought of that. The Iglesias joke? Because his friend Martin. This cigar's really good. Just a little bit tad of spiciness, the tingliness is coming up right now, but coffee is very forefront for this particular cigar. Like, I can almost smell the coffee. But yeah, I didn't think about that until now. I didn't even think about that. Like, and I watch Iglesias often, but I didn't even think about Martin and link it with Martin Maya that way, because I don't know. AJ Fernandez cigar in the humidor. Hey, do it. You can find a billion reasons to smoke something the same way you can find a billion reasons not to smoke something, and that's usually the way it is. Yep, milk chocolate. It's in the back end. Like, kind of lingers milk chocolate. It's actually really good. Surprisingly good cigar. I honestly don't remember how much I paid for this cigar stick. So, it's relatively long stick. So, but then the burn time. Right now it's only 33 minutes and I'm almost halfway through. So this is not a long burn time stick. I mean, this was this long, right? So, yeah, I'm almost half. Definitely not a long burning stick, for sure. But the Retro Hill is sweet. This is a sweet stick in a way. Chocolate in the back make you giggle? Of course it does. We should slow down on this. This thing's that I burned out before, like an hour through. So, what else happened today? Yesterday, I pretty much wasted my Friday afternoon. I was hoping that today I'll be more active. I'll go out and stuff. I actually finally sent out the challenge stick to Jeff and James. So when they're done with that, I will reveal what the cigar is, and you guys can all laugh at it. Probably will laugh at Brendan, but laugh at why did we choose that cigar. I mean, I will show you guys the box of that cigar. You'll be like, huh? So, few things that I was thinking for our group. Number one is that we have the raffle coming up. So the raffle will happen on December 7th, and prizes continue to show up. So we will continue to have more prizes added to that. In fact, I think it makes me happy, so I'm gonna keep adding stuff to it too. My goal is to have 100 individual prizes by the end of it. So hopefully we'll have it by then. Right now, probably closer to 80. But I don't think it's that hard to reach 100. It's easy. So we'll do that. After that is what should we ask for the next discount from other things. On December 7th, I'll also tell you guys about the embargo discounts. All right, I'll announce it that day, and it's probably good throughout the Christmas if you decide to try it. Okay, Placencia. Travis, are you saying that you're smoking Placencia or you want a Placencia? You gotta make a video calling me that. Oh, that's the old message. I have to check YouTube once in a while because I have two separate chat screen on my screen to see it. So I talked to Brendan about maybe having Grand Habano deal. Placencia deal is harder. Placencia doesn't like discounts. Placencia does not like to give discounts. So chances are we probably won't be able to get discount on Placencia. It will be like buying it at full price and get some free sticks if it's Placencia. Placencia is not. It's one of those companies that say we don't have to give discount. People will pay for anything. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but Placencia doesn't like to give discounts. There is a box discount if you buy an entire box, but they don't do small discounts or mixture discounts and stuff like that because this isn't, the only way to do it is probably throw some free sticks in there. So I think we can probably do Grand Habano for those people who hasn't tried Grand Habano. I thought about, I talked to Brendan because Brendan usually can work his magic on some other stuff in addition to, if he can get it. And I talked about 1502 as well, but I personally don't like 1502 that much. Alright, there's probably only the emerald that I like. Some of them like the sapphire, especially the lanceros. But the thing is that 1502 are pricey to start with. So even with a discount, it's not gonna save you enough pretty pennies, But Grand Habanos, for those people who hasn't tried blue and green, that's a great cigar. That's a great cigar. So if we can get a good discount on Grand Habano, I think that would be pretty good. For those people that can try Grand Habano, maybe a sampler with discount or something like that. Simpler with discount or something like that. I think that will do it. So after December 7, well, I had to start working on the Grand Habano deal right now. If it's gonna take a while, if we needed to do it, how much more inventory they need to have to be able to throw in the free stuff and all that. They had to work it out. So, hey, blue collar sticks. So it takes time. It takes time, but yeah, I would think that. If we have a direction of what should we be asking for, what should we looking forward to do, then there's more room to work it. But I can tell you that for Plasencia, even I want a discount because that's something I buy, right? Get a good discount. I'll buy a few bucks of those Robustos Alma Fuerte. I will have to just get those like boxes at a time. I told you guys that I will keep it to just show you progression of maybe how Pung looks like, and it's being dry box right now. It's not even open; it's just in the dry box right now. So as I get time to do that, I'll show you guys progression. Like here's pictures now, months later. Here's picture now. Just go from there. Blue and Green has quickly made my top 10. It's a cigar I would 9 times out of 10 reach for when I'm looking for something in the morning coffee cigar. Plasencia is one of the most consistent brand out there. In terms of flavor, I will agree with that. But I did have a few really hard dry Plasencia before, so. Seeing some Gurkhas, Men of War, and Esteban Carreras for Christmas. That's the thing about Esteban Carrera. I know Brendan just started carrying that. But there isn't that many things on its catalog that I can think that we haven't tried or something like that to say, hey, let's do it, let's give it a try, kind of thing. And I really need to pretty much look into like what can we try that we haven't tried before and get a good discount on it. It's something that we need to figure out as we go. Carrera has some good ones. Well, it depends, like what they are carrying, right? What they are carrying. I mean, obviously, there's plenty of cigars out there. I just don't think that there's many that we haven't tried. I think there's only 2 or 3 facings for it. I like Chupacabra and Mr. Brownstone as well. So yeah, we just have to figure out which one. I just have to work out which one that we need the most. We'll probably put out a poll too. Like once in a while, we'll put up a poll to find out what cigar we'd like to try the most, and that's usually a best way to find out what should we work towards. Because I gotta tell you, he cannot have a flat 10%. So we had to pick and choose which one we gotta do this month, which one to do this quarter, that kind of stuff. Hellcat albums made me cry with the pepper. Off topic, I saw Midway yesterday. It was a badass movie. Midway. Midway, was that the airplane movie or was that the race movie? Race movie is called Ford vs Ferrari, right? So Midway must be that airplane one. Now I had to be honest with you, I haven't seen much movie lately. So I mean the only movie I'm going to is next Tuesday. And that movie that I gonna watch next Tuesday is not even English. I'm going to movie theater to watch something that's not even English. Battle of Midway movie. Okay, Espinosa Laranja is the most pepper I've ever tasted. Is it that peppery? I can't remember. I smoked it before. I can't remember if it's that peppery. I don't think so. Ford vs Ferrari. I want to see the Terminator. Me too. But it's like one of those things like, you know, I want to see Terminator, but my wife didn't really watch 1 and 2. So, would it be... I'm debating whether or not to watch that in the house or watch that in the movie theater. You know, I'm debating on that. So... I probably watch Arnold at home because that way, you know, I can watch at my own pace rather than having to bring my wife and she's not gonna like it, that kind of stuff. Because she never saw the first 2. She knows what Arnold is, she knows like what T-2000 is, but she doesn't know anything else. Like she didn't watch any of the previous one because, as you guys know, the previous one sucked. So we didn't watch that. Ford vs Ferrari. I don't think my wife would enjoy it either. Yeah, you know, it's as funny as it's, you know, the movie you're going to see is actually an animated movie called Konosuba, and my wife actually knows everything about it, so she want to watch that. The thing is, how does a robot age? He's a robot. Here, there's a scientific explanation for that, okay? Now, the body that they have is hybrid. They have flesh. They can bleed. Alright? If you can bleed, that means there is cells and living tissues. And the living tissue will age because it moves by constantly destroy cell and reproduce cell. Destroy cell, reproduce cell. Every time you reproduce a cell loses a little bit of its DNA. So it's less and less and less young because it loses a little bit of DNA every time. So eventually, it gets old. The robot itself is perfectly fine. But even a robot can rust. So, it will age. But yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, Terminator, that era, I mean, that's definitely one of the craziest movie ever made. It's you know, everybody see those, you know, sci-fi special effects. When you first saw T-2000, you must be like, what the... Right? Everybody's like, holy shit, that looks super cool. The guy can split and go back to whatever, you know, at that time. That was amazing. And then you saw Aliens, and you're like, you know... Oh, so it's about the same as a human being, 120 years. The latest... It came out in Japan a while ago, but it's not airing in the theater until next Tuesday. That's why. So if you go to Japan, you can spend your time watching that, or you can just watch it here. Plus, my wife needs a subtitle, so if I watch in Japan, she won't understand it. Terminator Matrix or the reason super advanced AI is a bad idea. Hey, John Salas. Now, I don't think super advanced AI is a bad idea, but I think lazy humans is a bad idea. You know, obviously, they handed all the work to the AI, that's why they end up got taken over. The Replicas with Keanu Reeves was... I don't remember a movie called Replicas by Keanu Reeves. Skynet is a real thing, just using Amazon as a cover. That's a good one. Okay, all right. I'll probably agree to that. But here's the thing: who owns Skynet? Right? We have Amazon that owns Skynet. But so what does Tesla own then? In that case, from Mars, alien from Mars. Have you seen the video where the Atlas robot gun and sent him to the range? The one that just getting pushed around and shot. Yeah, didn't one of you post it in the group, isn't it? Facebook might be Skynet. No, Facebook is probably most likely the Matrix. I don't think they'll put a movie on it. They didn't even have the movie for Sword Art Online on it. So Crunchyroll is not gonna have the movies on there. Couldn't get the rights to. They did the other one. There was the video on that particular thing. There was another one that's indoor, where they were beating up the robots and all that stuff. And in the end, the robot just beat back, I think. And then they have the behind the scene where you can see a guy literally was doing the CG stuff. It's falling apart. It's funny. Yeah, because the way it's moving, it has that bounce back. Yeah, I felt bad for the robot too when I first saw it. The robot has the bounce back movement. That did a good job on the motion capture. I'm mad they didn't make the rest of the last Airbender movies. That's a horrible movie. I don't know. That's a horrible movie. If they make an Airbender movie with the squirrels, I'll probably be very impressed. But I didn't think the Airbender movie was good. Hey Dustin. We have a full house today, surprisingly. Usually we don't have that many people on either side. It's crazy. Today we have more people, maybe because of the title. Did you like the avatar with the blue people? I love it. I didn't think it was bad, but there's so many flaws of that movie that drives me a little crazy. Airbender is the cigar of the movie. We don't talk. Oh, yeah, we don't talk about Petit Corona. Yeah, that movie shouldn't exist. To be really honest with you, I mean, they didn't do a good job. Dancing with the Wolf with aliens. Dancing with the Wolf and aliens. Almost, because I didn't even know what that is. Like, I don't say that word so often that I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Now, see, I don't watch that many movies. So, but then when I watch it and it's bad, I remember it's bad. Spicy dirt. Earthy. You know, the main awards, I would just say just collect them, but don't smoke them. They look great, but they don't taste all that good. They're okay. Some of them are okay. You're just entertainment junkies? Well, I don't have that leisure. I'm a nerd. Today you guys saw me the nerd side. You guys saw the nerd side of me. But usually I don't look like a nerd. I look like a young kid. When I look like a nerd, I put my glasses on. Fracture. What movie is that, Fracture? You know, if you guys want to know what my wife has been watching recently, go to Netflix and search for a show called Untamed. Untamed. It's a Chinese movie, subtitle. Watch that and tell me what you think. Going to try a pair of hot tea Casa Cuevas Maduro Reserva. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Wish I could find an aged Cuban Davidoff to see what they are compared to the Cuban that I've had. Have you had one, Tony? I had one. That's a really old, and I was told that was a Cuban. And that almost made me not want to smoke Davidoff. That was the very beginning of my smoking journey to experience everything. And I remember that Davidoff has almost no taste to it. I couldn't even taste the tobacco in it. That at the time I actually say, Davidoff sucks. No, my wife does not watch that. So I remember calling that Davidoff sucks. And then I entered a Davidoff store, and I realized that cigar doesn't exist in any other Davidoff store. So I was like, I went to the store and said, I don't know what I want now. I smoked one, it wasn't that good. And the guy asked me what it is. I said Cuban. He's like, he just laughs at me. He says, nah, it's okay, we don't sell Cubans here. And that's when I first smoked the Signature 2000, and that was good. So if you want to compare, I can tell you that the Cuban Davidoff is so old now it doesn't taste anything. Like that, because it's been a while since Davidoff last made a Cuban or partnered with a Cuban to make Cuban cigars, but now they don't anymore. So you're not gonna find them. That's number one. Number two, even if you find them, it has no taste. That I can tell you. It wouldn't worth your money even if you find it. All right. So you'll only enjoy it if you were given one, but I don't think you'll enjoy it because it has no taste. It's been so long. It's been so long, I don't think anybody will enjoy it. How well does Connecticut age? Well, they don't age all that well, if you're asking me. They will age with more cedar taste, and that was it. The creaminess doesn't age, and the creaminess doesn't age. The nuttiness doesn't get better. It just gets more cedary. If that's what you're asking. Of all the Connecticut ones that I had more than 1 or 2 years of aging it, it only gets more cedary. It doesn't increase its creaminess, and it doesn't get the nuttiness more apparent. It's actually less apparent. So if you like cedary, then you definitely want to age your Connecticut. But other than that, it doesn't change too much. Connecticut is so light, so young, so nothingness that even if you aged it, you only increase the flavor that has absorbed from the cedar wood that you have. Everything else kind of disappears all over. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it is. I'm getting some Monte Cristo Classic or Casa Cueva, Connecticut. Why? If you want to get Casa Cueva, Connecticut, get the Reserva Natural. That one is significantly better. And I think you can age that one because that one actually has a lot of flavor. That actually tastes better. But Monte Cristo Classic isn't that good. Monte Cristo has been like, I think the quality has been bad lately. I just all the Monte Cristo that I smoke either have like tight draw or has a bad burn. Like it has all the issues. So in the recent year, I haven't been really recommending people to do Monte Cristos. If you want a good aged Connecticut, go to aged Oliva, Connecticut, and Lonsdale side. My tobacco leaf and leather soap came in. Smells amazing. I'm still using that soap, that the first one, and you should see the mess it's creating in my soap holder. the wooden stand that they provided, I put it on the side. One day I put the soap on top just to dry it out. The entire bottom turned the wood color. It turned that brown color. I had to wash it off. And so I picked that up and throw it away. And I put the soap back on there. It literally just melts onto the surface. Oh, my nose itch. It literally just melts on the surface. It's a mess. It's a mess. I have a lot of issue with Alta this quality in the past year or two. Is it weird that when you smoke Connecticut and you get hit by a small Maduro, you're just fine? No, I think the problem you have is that because Connecticut is so light, you smoke way too fast. That's the only thing I can think of. Because in tobacco, only thing that you gotta absorb really in large quantity is the nicotine. The nicotine is nicotine. So unless you're allergic to nicotine, you wouldn't have problem. But if you're allergic to nicotine, Maduro will have give you more problem because Maduro is a stronger one. So, but if you have only have problem with Connecticut, I can think is that Connecticut is so light, you smoke so fast that you're getting sick from it, so you get headache. Martin, if you get the Casa Cueva Reserva, you gotta like it. I tell you, because I liked it, and I did not like the Casa Cueva regular Connecticut. I told you that many times. It's too light, but having that Reserva totally changed the game. Didn't somebody say goodbye Alabama or something like that today? If you're allergic to nicotine, why are you smoking? There's a lot of people that's allergic to protein, peanuts, honey, milk, lactose, and still drink milk and eat meat and stuff like that. So whatever you enjoy. So, and some people are lightly allergic to it. For example, if you're the person that smoke and have to go take a serious dump right after, you're minorly kind of irritated by nicotine. So there are some people that's like that. After you smoke, you had to go take a dump. So it depends on severity, right? Some people are minorly like just a little bit allergic to it. Some people are like seriously allergic to it. So I'm very impressed with the Maduro Reserva when I smoked it. All right, that torpedo. Oh my god, that was great. That was surprisingly great, like surprisingly great. And for its price range, like $13, I would say that's one of the great combo for a Maduro. You know, I don't particularly like torpedo sizes, but I think the flavor was great. That's why I asked, like, why didn't Casa Cueva just release this line first? You know, the Maduro and the Natural for the Reserva. That should be their core line first, because I think that's 10 times better than their core line. It's a lot better than their core line. I just don't understand why that they didn't. I just had to use an EpiPen on a kid because he wanted to experience a Reese cup so that he can eat an entire cup. There you go. See, there are things I just want. See, people want what you cannot have the most. The more your mother says, "Hey, you can't have that," the more you want it. So. Who's all ready for Thanksgiving, and what are some of your favorite dishes your family make? You know, I actually don't eat turkey all that much on Thanksgiving. I usually eat steaks. And I think this year we're eating duck. So, turkey is just like, you know, having a big turkey, I can never finish it. I don't have a big family here, so having the turkey, you know. Pumpkin is definitely not my favorite thing to eat, so my wife doesn't like pumpkin. Sweet potato casserole, that's actually not bad. That's not bad. Cornbread is one of the things I don't eat. I don't eat. Cornbread, I feel like I'm eating like human waste. It's things that you don't want. Put it together, make it bread, you know? Collard greens. Okay, collard greens are good. So yeah. You know what? We should run a contest for that. Thanksgiving, post your picture of the meal that you're gonna have. Okay, post a picture. Martin, post the pictures of what you're about to eat for Thanksgiving. We'll choose the best picture. We'll choose a winner out of that. Stuffed celery. How does stuffed celery taste like? How do you stuff a celery? Yeah, exactly. That's the same question I have. How do you stuff a celery? How do you stuff a celery? I don't even know how do you stuff a celery. Love Thanksgiving food. My aunt always makes a duck dressing and it's awesome. Hope I can get some this year. And my mom's boyfriend baked some of the best cake I've eaten. What kind of cake though? What kind of cake? SoySauceAssassin? I have no idea what that is. Peanut butter and raisin. Ants in a log. Ants in a log. Is that a dessert? The log cake we're talking about, right? Or something else. Peanut butter and cream cheese and green olives. Cheesecake sounds good right now, but I don't have any. That sounds good to me too. All kind of my favorite is coconut pineapple. Coconut pineapple. Is that like a cake? Have to use some iPhone photo magic. Yeah. Probably winner will get a sampler. We'll see. So make sure to post that picture. Hashtag Thanksgiving feast, I guess. Here's the thing, when you make a cheesecake, do you bake it or do you gelatin? Which one do you do? Do you bake your cheesecake or do you gelatin your cheesecake? Now, if you don't know what gelatin means, you probably mean you bake your cake. Don't forget green bean casserole. Bake. Gelatin cheesecake isn't real cheesecake. That's not true, because it's still made out of cream cheese and it's a cake. Yes, the cream cheese and olives are great, creamy and salty. Good. If you want to know what I'm smoking, it's in the title. Puffy Japanese cheesecake. It's actually not that hard to make. It's mostly egg whites puffed up. When you actually make it, it's funny because when you put it down, it's so flat. It's just like almost like a pancake, and then it fluffs up to be a cheesecake. So. The cap kind of fall off just a tad, but still good. So yeah, I mean, we're talking about food. Now this is how we gotta gain weight in the winter. Like literally following the trend of gaining weight during like pre-Christmas. You know, in Christmas time, you gotta eat all the like brownies and cookies and hot chocolate and stuff like that. That's dangerous for Sherry. That's dangerous for Sherry. Dangerous for Sherry. Puff cheesecake is fairly hard to make. No, it's not. It's not. Next time I'll give you the tricks. It's actually very easy to make. the preparation, the mixture have to be perfect, and but then everything else just and cook it in a really low heat. You have to cook it for like 15 minutes on a flat surface, like you use a frying pan to do it. I'm gonna try to stay somewhat on track over the holidays. That's the hard part. Everything is on holidays. Everything is on holidays. I always mess up folding it all together. You don't have to fold it. You take another frying pan, cover on top, flip it over, you're done. Just take out points long. The cheat weeks. Use the cheat days. Use the cheat days. Use the cheat days. Ooh. I don't know. Should I rip this off? Let's go into the binder. Use the cheat days, then you can. You know the best way is you really to eat a half of a half piece. Right? So instead of eating that one entire piece that you're supposed to eat for the day, you eat a half of a half piece, and then you eat another half of a half piece the next day, and then the third day you eat the entire half piece. Alright, so 1/4, 1/4, and then half. That way you have time to digest that, but you still had a whole piece. So yeah, this cigar is probably gonna last me 1 hour and 20 minutes or so. Surprisingly, for such a long cigar, it burns relatively quick. Nate, I left it all there. Go find it. I left it all for you. If you want it all, go take it all. That's how you do it. So glad that this time they actually got my drink right, because last time, oh, it was so sweet. It was crazy sweet. Crazy sweet. Crazy sweet. So, after the cigar, what should I smoke? What should I smoke? Don't tell me Casa Cueva because it's upstairs. It's upstairs. What do you miss? Food. We're talking about food, Fernando. I don't think I've eaten the entire pie on my own either. Alright, Matt. Talk to you later. Pecan pie is better than pumpkin. Alright, so now that I finished this part of the conversation, I want to go back to Vic. So Vic, welcome. I just tried to finish both conversation before I get back to you. Ventura is not going anywhere, right? They just got bought out, basically. I did a pie contest about still at pie. Ventura cigar is not going anywhere. I think they probably won't wrap up cycle either. If they do, they can probably utilize that though. You know how if any pre-existing cigar blend you can use, so they probably buy out another company just so that they can use their blends that hasn't been released, didn't get released, test blends and all that stuff. Yeah, and try to release some more blend from themselves. So buying out another company, probably a good idea, right, Vic? But yeah, Vic said he was busy today. I think he released a video not long ago. So, I can't remember exactly what I meant is that they are starting what we're going to see in a smaller brand, from many smaller brand. Like bail out before 2020 because they have to kind of only use historic grandfather in blends. A lot of new brand had to fall because they don't want to pay that $200,000 for blends. I can do a Gabriel Iglesias and white girl laugh. How do that? I can't even that. I can't even do it. Acquisition and folding is going to start happening a lot. I agree with that. And that's the only way they can survive. Big company can actually afford $200,000 and wait for a long-term return, but like small company can't wait for a long-term return. There's no way. There's no way to wait for a long-term return. The only way is to buy grandfather in blends, which sucks because now, because of that, it will be harder and harder to find new cigars. Like every year release will be the same thing, repackaged of the same thing. Sucks, but would that kill cigar reviews? I don't know. Would that kill cigar reviews? You guys think? What do you guys think? Do you think that it will kill cigar reviews because now the cigar will be the same thing over and over again? There won't be any new blends. New blends cost $200,000. Science Giving, take two cigars that you like and familiar with. Take a X-Acto blade, split them along the way in the middle, cigar glue them together and see what emerges the flavor. Do it. You know how hard it is to do that? You know how hard it is? So once you cut them in half, they fall apart. And most likely it's gonna split like hell when you burn it. Most likely when you split, it's gonna split because now you have that cut line on both sides. It's gonna split as you burn it. But we can do that. Can we do that? Of course we can do that. Cigar glue, let's do it. You could definitely create a better in the market. Review definitely suffer. Yeah, I think you won't. You know, if nobody release new cigars, all we have is this pool. Even though it's still a large pool of cigars, right? It's still a large pool of cigars. But I don't know. Like the interesting factor will be like, do you constantly review the same cigar every year to see if any changes? Most likely isn't gonna be any changes. That's like saying, you know, a 1982 Malal versus 1983 Malal. One of them is gonna be better, but very minuscule. Well, shred two, mix them together, smoked it in the pipe. That might be easier. I might do both, actually. I will go find two cigars and then cut them together and then glue them together and see what happens. I can't promise it's gonna come out good. I do have X-Acto knife, so I can give them a cut to see what happens. But I think the wrapper is just gonna unwrap. Anyone has a special cigar for after your Thanksgiving cigar? I don't know. What about on the YouTube side? Do you guys have like a special cigar saved for Thanksgiving? I don't know. Thanksgiving, I'll probably smoke another. I'll probably smoke another Oro Blanco. Probably another Oro Blanco. Just to make me happy a little bit. It'll make me happy the moment I smoke it, and it'll make me sad after I finish smoking. Or Unicorn. You know what? Because Thanksgiving on Thursday, right? And Friday, Saturday, we can smoke Unicorn if we want to. You're probably going to finally smoke the Davidoff LE 2019. It's a good cigar though. It's a good cigar for sure. You want a unicorn so bad? But unicorn is just that. Once you have it, it's no longer the unicorn. You see what I'm saying? Once you have a unicorn, it's not the unicorn anymore. You know, once you find the secret, it's just a horny horse. .12 Espinosa Habano. That sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea. Yeah. Even though I would say save your Espinosa because we have to do review together soon. So, but yeah, unicorn is just that. Once you have the unicorn, it's just a horny horse. Why do you think only virgin girl gets to see it? They pick and choose. I think I'll smoke a voice cigar. That sounds a good idea. You know, make sure challenge for that long ash. Now World Pony. Having a unicorn is a cigar to show off to your friends. Is it? Here's the thing about unicorn though. Even though it's $100, there are quite many cigars that's over $100. You go to Zeno, you easily find a $100 cigar, right? So I actually don't feel unicorn is like a unicorn. To me, right now, egg roll probably is more rare than a unicorn. You can probably still find unicorn, but you can't find egg roll anymore. So unless you saved it, you won't have it. Smoke a voyage for SSL Pride. Do it. Do it. We can smoke the Brendan blend on Saturday after. We could. I had to remove the band, but we can smoke that and see how it is. And showing off that smoke thing that as soon as I get it. I just won the box. Oh, thank God I have the box. I have 4 egg roll left. I have like 3 or 4 egg roll left too. It's almost like a happy cigar. It's like, yeah, I'm happy today. I'm just gonna have something like fun, you know. And that's egg roll. That's egg roll. Definitely like something that's fun to smoke. A dessert cigar is great. Goes great with coffee. Goes great with pretty much anything. You can go with hot chocolate. Actually goes with it too. But yeah, I don't think unicorn is something that you really can show off to your friend because it's still within availability range. You can still find it. There are still shops that still sells it. So just in limited quantity, but you can still find it. But like egg roll, you can't find them anymore. All right. So I'm not gonna continue this cigar because the wrapper is about to come off. So we're giving up on this one. But it's still a good cigar. That I give him. That's still a good cigar. That's a pretty good cigar. 1 year anniversary, we have to smoke a journey and voyage. You should. You should. Anniversary. That's a good question. Why should we smoke on anniversary? We should all smoke a voyage together on anniversary. Sorry. We got another 40 minutes. That means I had to find out cigar to smoke. Oh, got cigar boxes everywhere here, so. Alright. We'll do a H. Upman reserve. How many voice cigars are left? Hundreds. Hundreds of cigars. Hundreds of cigars. Oh! Cigar Daily have what? Cigar Daily have unicorn? I don't think they have unicorn anymore. They had it in the beginning where they're running like stuff, but I don't think they have unicorn anymore. Last time when I was there, I didn't see any. So All right. H. Almond Reserve 1844 Dematasi. Egg. No, they don't have anymore. I'm pretty sure of that. They don't have anymore. If they had it, I would have cleaned it out. See, one thing I don't like about cigar is to have this kind of like raw look, like roughly rolled together look. Even though it's okay, it's still the same. But I don't like this kind of roughly rolled, you know, almost like raisin, wrinkly look. I like smooth wrapper. I don't know. It's just the look. Alright. I don't think they have any more eggs. That's for sure. What I want to try though is the Liga number 10. Liga number 10 I haven't tried yet. When I was there, they definitely don't have it. For sure, if they had it, I would have bought it. Yeah, egg roll is confirmed all gone. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, head up normal to get more, but don't say I didn't warn you. Even though I would love for you to get more. Is that we're trying to work for a box, right? If you want a box. If you want a box to go with your cigars, I would say wait a little bit longer. I will, you know, if everybody care for the box, wait up until I can push him and says, hey, if you want to get rid of the voyage, make the box. So, you know, if you want a box, hold off on it. Just poured a glass of Habana Club 7 years SSL Rock glass and gotta put flame on the. Do it! I'll wait until we get a box. Figure out before I buy it. Yeah, I can tell you that when he told me about the box, each box is about $10 to make. And here's the thing: if he couldn't figure it out, what I'm gonna do is just buy empty cigar boxes and go get a laser engraver and engrave the shit out of it, okay? I talked to Brendan about his laser engraver and stuff like that and see if I can get a small laser engraver to engrave our logos and stuff on the box. So if he cannot figure it out by the end of this year, I probably will go get a laser engraver and then just tell him to get blank boxes. Alright? So that is possible. Either way, I'll probably make something out of it. Oh yeah! Cedary. So yeah, now keep in mind, I'm still working on it. I just have to have time to go push him a little bit, push it a little bit, push it a little bit. Now I ordered new filter for my Rabbit Air, and it should arrive sometime next week or something like that. When it arrives, I'll show you guys the difference between literally new filters and old filters. I had to replace it anyway, so. The box in mine will look nice with our logo. Yeah, so I think it will look good either way, and we'll figure out how we can work on that. I'm pretty sure there's some way to work around it. It just have how long it takes. I saw that. He sent me a picture of it. The 3-finger cigar case with 1502 on it. So, but then you gotta know that he used a $10,000 laser engraver to do that. Okay? He used a $10,000 laser engraver to do that. And I probably won't be able to get that $10,000 laser engraver to make sense. Because, keep in mind, SSL don't have income. It's to justify a $10,000 laser engraver. But I will spend just under $1,000 to get a laser engraver. So just how I'm gonna work it out. This cigar is good. I don't know if I told you guys before, but H. Upmann does make really good cigars. Most of the H. Upmann cigars I smoke, I like. Their flavor consistency is actually not bad at all. Alright, so 1 hour and 27 minutes. Let's turn on that heat again. See if he decides to give in and work now. Nope. Nada. I just want to go beat up that machine right now if it wasn't because I can return it. No, $10,000 laser engraver will not do the same quality of engraving on those cups. Those cups will carve and sandblast it into that. So the only way to get it to that deep and that quality is through a sandblast cutter. Laser engraver only heats it up. You just gotta make burn marks on it. Nate, that's if you trust a laser engraver for $150. Just the head alone will be like $100. Alright, just the head alone. The laser head had to be replaced once in a while. That head alone was like $100. You trust a $50 thing to go with it? No. I could make the lighter, but keep in mind that it wouldn't be cost effective. The things that I had to order so many lighter, that's the problem. Right, the problem with it is how many lighter I had to buy to make it work. So, and plus the curvature too. So, I don't know. I haven't got to that point where I can test it out and stuff like that. Brendan said he was probably gonna pick up one to test it out to see the one he recommended how it works. He said that when he goes to shows, people were bringing that machine over there to customize certain things. So I tell him that when he buys one, let me know and how that works. Because it's one of those things that's very iffy. You can find like 3D printer for like $100, right? 3D printer for $100, and the quality comes out nowhere near a $500 one. So you get what you pay for sometimes, and it's just that I'm very picky. So if I see something that's crappy, I'm just gonna toss that out of the window. So not a good idea. Not a good idea. Even though anything that's failed could be become one of our prizes. But I still don't think you want something that failed. Wow, this is a great cigar, Fernando. You know we don't give out crappy stuff. If we have released it, it's probably because it's good. Probably because it's good. Probably because it's good. So what else is new lately? Cigar industry is still obviously has problem, but cigar industry will survive. Vaping might not survive, but cigar industry will survive. The question is whether or not it will still be as exciting as now. Every IPCPR you go to or you'll see or watch is releasing new stuff. If they can't even do that, like would that show even be worth it? Even if it's released to public, do you think like that show will still be worth it if it's released to public? That's the question, right? You go, and it's the same cigar that you have seen last year, and you go to next year, same cigar you saw last year. I don't know if that's. I think that's gonna like kill the enthusiasm of the cigar industry. That's the problem. I literally unplugged the whole entire. Like I unplugged the power from the wall, and plugged it back in, and that no longer worked. And keep in mind that's when the machine is turned off. So I don't know what's wrong with it. It just no longer works. I mean, it's just that circuit part of it. I don't know, maybe blown a fuse or something. I can't tell you. I don't know. Like I said before, it doesn't make sense to me to have to test each blend, because you could have just tested the tobacco, right? Test the tobacco and then list the blend. That should be it, you know. And then every manufacturer can use the same tobacco. Test the tobacco, list in the blend. Just like you know, you have a Pepsi. The Pepsi has carbonated water, sugar, caramel coloring, phosphoric acid, caffeine, and natural flavor, right? But let's say tomorrow they decide to add sodium into this drink. Let's just say they add 1 gram of sodium into this thing. They don't have to put this through FDA again and then pay large amount of money to test the safety of this drink. So why would you do that for a blend of cigar? So long as you know the individual component of this sodas are safe, put it together is most likely safe, right? So why do you need to test the blend? That doesn't make sense to me, right? Test the individual type of tobacco leaf and have people submit the blend to be registered. That's it, right? It's like food, it's consumable. That's why FDA is on it, right? It's consumable. So shouldn't you just have to know whether or not you'll die eating it? If you won't die eating it, it should be fine. Like, that doesn't make sense. They won't be able to get rid of tobacco altogether. Cigarette industry is not going anywhere, no matter what you do. Alright? Unless tomorrow the president write an executive order says we ban cigarette as of immediately, and wait for the Supreme Court to go for a lawsuit. Cigarette company isn't gonna get rid of cigarette ever. So tobacco is not going anywhere. I don't really understand how they are going to even test a blend. What will they do to find out the percentage of each specific leaf to make sure each cigar has the same percentage? You can't. I mean, the blend you'll actually tell us about this blend is 1/3 this, 2/3 that, you know, that kind of thing. But like, other than that, you can't really test it. Well, they just gotta put it in the machine and have the machine pull through to see how much nicotine you get from it. But you know, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Yeah, and that was a good example. Banning pot didn't work. Eventually, now it's legal. So banning something that's legal to start with, that's tough shot. That's a really tough shot. So I don't even know why FDA is even bothering to do this. Somebody is really stupid is running the law. Yeah, I said it on screen. Somebody really stupid wrote that law. FDA, you're being an idiot. I think companies are going to launch old blend that aren't sold anymore and rebrand it and revamp. Fernando, that is exactly what they're doing. However, even that has a limitation, right? That's way too long. Everyone should read the 75-page FDA FAQ document. It's pretty interesting. Answer a lot of questions. All of them focus really on vape and cigarettes, but cigars are getting the lump in too. But here's the thing. Regardless what cigarette and vape is doing, it doesn't really limit. The limitation is to cigars blend, which is dumb because cigars, interesting part about cigar is the blend, but everything's disclosed, right? We tell you it's 100% tobacco leaf, so just test tobacco leaf and tell me it's safe. That's it. And it's not like FDA never done a study on cancer risk in cigars. So, you know, FDA has already failed you on food and pharmaceutical. FDA has already failed you on food and pharmaceutical. You're allowed to have an entire rat tail in your food, and that's considered safe. All right, you're allowed to have I don't know more than 2/3 of cockroach body in your food, in your canned food or whatever, and still considered safe. FDA had already failed you. I don't want to have any of the rat legs or tail inside my food. Not just, but marijuana is a Schedule 1 drug, cocaine, heroin, and Schedule 2. That's crazy. So FDA already failed you on food. You're allowed to have sugar in a drink that's less than 5% and claim to have 0%. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to have any portion of this thing that says because it's less than specific daily value that they don't have to post it. That's FDA's law, all right? And FDA has tried to say that you no longer have to post the origin of where your chicken is processed, and they try to ship like dead chicken to China and then process it frozen and send it back to here. You think that's safe? FDA has failed you a long time ago. One of the #1 problems is salmonella. All right, but if you think that you can safely transport chicken all the way by boats to China, it's not gotta be airplane. It's gotta be by boat in the frozen crate all the way to China. Expect the quality and cleanliness of a China process plant. Process it, repackage it, send it back to here, and that again by boats, and expect that to be safe. Good luck on that. It's all about lobbyist money regulation, which all equate to money. Exactly, it is. What's the point for FDA if they already fail? There is no point in a way. Now they did solve some problem in the past. Okay, let's not get rid of all the credit that where it's due, you know. But FDA now, because it got lobbied so much, they keep giving food company leeways that they fail you from that. They fail you because they keep getting leeways because the food company has the money to give them to lobby. It says, hey, you can't expect a food processor plant not have rats. I should be able to expect that, right? You're processing the food I'm gonna put in my mouth. I should be able to expect. Now, granted, I eat rats, but I don't want rats in my chicken, right? So that leeway doesn't make sense, and like a lot of things don't make sense. Don't make sure that you're the FDA. Shouldn't you challenge whatever that makes sense? That don't make sense. Being able to not claim food that's in food on the label that you require them to put on. Like then what's the point to have a label, right? What is the point to have a label if you don't have, like literally over here it says calorie 90, fat, sodium 20 gram 1%, and on top of that has to say very low sodium. What is that supposed to mean? Like misleading people? Misleading people? Like this whole thing doesn't even make sense. Now if you're health conscious, you'll read this, but knowing that a lot of things that says 0 gram or 0% can actually be something that's in there, they just don't have to tell you. That part of it, they already failed you. They failed you. Now, they want regular away all of our freedom and rights in the name of keeping people safe. They are not keeping people safe. To be really honest with you, you can buy chicken that's totally fine and then bring it home and still get salmonella. So they are giving you the perception that you're safe. Perception that I feel like I'm safe. You know how many food gets recalled every year? How many food gets recalled every year? The fact that they even had to recall food, that means FDA has failed. Like they literally don't recall their food until somebody gets sick. Nothing wrong with a little T-rat. That's why the country folk call it squirrel, Tony. It's delicious. I have nothing wrong with the rats. But those rats that you have in factories probably eats a lot of chemical that you shouldn't be eating. Alright? Rats can eat some chemical and still survive. And the chances are they get caught is because they ate something and then become and then fall into a machine. So yeah, I mean you can literally have, I think there was a specific size, how big, you can have a human finger or human flesh in your food that's processed and that's considered safe by FDA. There are chicken recall across several states because of the metal found in chicken. Thanks, FDA. You know, I don't think FDA has ever found something in recent years before human consumption. All right, somebody gets sick, that got reported to FDA, then they do something. That tells you they failed. They're supposed to find it before we get sick. That's their job, right? So if they can't do that, they failed you. Like, just put in, if you don't think that's the case, put in context, all right? We have military, US military. Do you think the military should stop a bomb before it hits US and shoot it down when the other country is shooting missiles at us? Before or after a city got blown up and somebody called the military and says, our city just got blown up. Go do something. Right? Should be before, right? When the missile comes, they shoot it down. The end. That's their job. If they waited until, let's say, Washington, D.C. just got bombed, exploded, and it's totally gone, and then they act on it, now they failed you, right? So, yeah. Have a good night, Martin. So, for a government entity, shouldn't we be able to expect FDA to find things before we get sick? Hello, right? So, they failed you. I feel like they fail me every single time. When I'm gonna cook something, I have to be extra wary. Like, literally, a lot of time, I'm afraid to eat. Okay, in Asia, like in Japan, right? If I buy a chicken in Japan, I never worry about if I fully cook my chicken. I never worry about if I fully cook my chicken when I eat it in Japan. Because you can eat it raw there. It's that clean. Their food expectation is so high that they will rather be safe than sorry. Now, every fish in the ocean has some sort of radiation, and you know Japan has radiation issues, right? Because the nuclear plant went down. They have this line of how much radiation is allowed per fish, a specific weight. Not only their system lists the number, I can't remember exactly how much it is. It was so minuscule that's less than using a cell phone. Okay, but their manufacturer double checks their fish because they don't want to get in any trouble whatsoever. Their bar is way higher than the bar that their food regulation asks for. For example, if they say you cannot have more than 5 nanograms of radiation in a fish, right? Manufacturers set it to 1 nanogram. Something like that. It's something in that specific term, where the manufacturer cares even more than the regulation itself, because they don't want anybody to get sick. They eat the same thing. They don't want to get sick. So they set the bar even higher to beat. That's manufacturer themselves. Alright? They reject all the fish. They test it every single time. If it goes over, the entire batch is rejected. Gotta have some pride and honor doing the things that you do, right? And especially they eat so much fishes. So that's something I think America factories and America industry and FDA should learn. That you set the bar so hard to beat already, and the manufacturer raised the bar, says, no, that's not good enough. I don't want my customer to eat that. I'm gonna raise it even higher, even harder to do. Even harder to do. Alright? Now, for example, in Japan, people eat fugu, blowfish, and they are extremely poisonous. Eating a little bit can kill you. The poison skin, they will kill you, right? The bar in Japan is so high that not one person has died eating blownfish in the last, I don't know, 20, 30 years since they started eating it. Not one person got sick eating it. That's how high their bar is. You literally had to go through enough tests. You had to cook your own. You had to eat it before you can serve it to someone. Their bar is so high on food safety that I rarely hear people got sick eating in Japan. Let's go back to the barter system. Local product trading within communities. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I like to go to local, like small market and stuff like that. But here's the problem. Even today, when you go to a local farm and stuff like that, and to buy food and stuff like that, you find boxes that's produced by another company. They actually go out and buy wholesale, and then claim to be theirs. I saw like people was doing research on that. They were taking picture of the boxes they use. They have those stickers for barcodes. Local farms don't have those. All right, they have those stickers for barcodes, and local farms don't have those. That just means that they want to buy wholesale and claim to their the deception practicing is so bad that I can't trust those either. Is salmonella from living conditions and natural? Okay, salmonella actually came from majority of things. Okay, the antibiotic they use and their living conditions, what kind of thing they eat, also the processing condition, temperature and stuff like that. Now in Japan, a lot of chicken were just killed that morning, so it's fresh, and that's they didn't go through a frozen process and stuff like that where it will create germ as soon as it warms up. So if you eat the chicken that was killed the same day, even if it's raw, you're not gonna get sick. And I mean, if you actually have a dog that eats raw meat, you understand what I mean. If you have fresh chicken, they can eat it and never get sick. All right. So it's the same thing in Japan. The chickens are, the country is so small that they don't really have to sell frozen chicken. They sell fresh killed chickens. And what you guys didn't know is a lot of market actually do this. Alright, this is what markets do. Let me touch up this a little bit. Okay, so this is what the markets do. You'll go in the market and that they sell the fresh chicken of that day, right? So you can be safe and bring it home and eat it, even if it's raw that day. What happens is what they don't sell within the day, 24 to 48 hours. The market will take those chicken, cook it, and make it into their processed pre-cooked food. So you can buy pre-cooked food for that day, because the market, you always see that they have pre-cooked fried chicken or whatever. That's on the table. Those were actually from the chicken that's no longer themed for them to be fresh the day of. All right. So if they don't sell it today, that's fine. They take whatever the leftover at that same night, right? And cook it the next day to be cooked food. So they don't ever waste it. They don't waste food. Japan hates wasting food. Okay, so let me read that long one before I continue. It says, my wife's uncle has a butcher shop, kills steer every day. They chicken fresh killed, egg from local farmer, produced almost local grown. Okay. So yeah, many people don't understand. They don't use preservative as much as they think. Or hormones, but they grow their animal with pride. All right, they do import meats, and actually majority of people will actually buy the local meat than the imported meat. Okay, so they don't waste their food in the market. When you go in the day, they sell with regular prices. By 9:30 that night, everything goes on sale. Everything that has a time restriction goes on sale. All right, today's food, lunch, pre-cooked rice, bento boxes. They all go on sale, and they'll go like 50% on sale. Some of them go 90% sale at the end of the day. All right, they just wanted people to buy it and eat it. And some of them will actually be given to homeless people. All right, they don't waste food. That's one thing they don't do. All right, whatever the raw meat they don't think is fresh. This is supposed to be sold today as fresh thing. I said this is chicken. It's 24 hours. Now it's not that fresh anymore. They take it, go make the food that's pre-cooked for next day. Put in the lunchbox and stuff like that. They're already pre-cooked. All right, so they're fully cooked, safe to consume only the next day. They don't waste food. That's how it is. It's a very customary to buy lunch boxes from like convenience store or supermarket and stuff like that. They don't waste food. What, Daniel leaving or Daniel just joined? So yeah, that's very smart because their local stuff is number one, there's no way to produce large amount by local farm. So whatever is fresh that day, right? They kill it, they put it into the meat, they mark it local where it is, and they literally tell you, each package will tell you where that chicken from, or wherever that food is from. They source it where it's sourced from. Okay, in Japan, it's not that big, so everything can be delivered within 1 day. All right, so they tell you exactly where it's from, when it was killed, and they ask you a lot of time when you buy food, if it's pre-cooked, whatever, they'll ask you how long before you get home. How long before you get home? You tell them that it's gonna be a couple hours, and they will recommend you to eat it immediately, or sometimes they'll put ice for your food. They will ask, if you went to Japan, you will know. When you buy food, they ask you, how long do you feel like you're gonna eat this? All right. All the food that you buy, like dessert and stuff like that, has a best use date, and they will always show you, like when you buy something, right? Like let's say this is a box, right? For the sake of, because I don't have a box with me right now. Let's say this is a box, and you buy a box of chocolate or something like that. They will turn and say, here's the label, it says best used by this. I recommend you to eat it tonight because it's best. They will tell you how safe it is to eat. Oh man, that's a deep cut then. Thoughts on this impossible meat? I hate to tell you, impossible meat is still meat. Impossible meat is still meat. What do I mean by that? Now, a lot of people think that because meat did not come from an animal, it's okay. Because it's not from a living thing. But impossible meat is still meat. It's grown from stem cells. So it's still meat. It's still a living thing. It still got cells. You don't see a cow go "Roar!" before you get to eat it, right? That's the only difference. You don't get to imagine a cow go "Roar!" before you had to eat that meat, okay? But it's still meat. So impossible meat is still kind of meat. It's still grown from cells, and literally meat is just a combination of cells, right? And the only thing that's not really meat is the vegan meat, the vegetable meat. That doesn't even make sense. Just a lot of flavoring. Just eat meat, okay? Just eat meat. I know. If you want that imitation, just rewind. It happens. It's deep in one of those places that won't stop. Okay, it's called an artery. I saw the other day the news station that they are growing meat on petri dish. They're eating it, and it looks like bacon. Yeah, you're still growing from a cell, so it's still a living thing. It just doesn't have the cow doing that. People who doesn't eat meat just have problem with those animals go, they just have a problem with that. Now, I can understand why people have problem with that. If you see it, it's gruesome because nowadays the manufacturing plants, processing plant process a lot of them. So when you see a roll of cows get dragged into a room and go and die, yeah, you have a problem. But you gotta know that it doesn't get any better if you just pull one at a time. Still the same process. Back in the day, same thing. Okay. Let's say if it's not human kill, if they die naturally, does that make it better? Right? If you don't eat meat, it doesn't mean those meat don't exist. The cow is already there. They're gonna die anyway. Might as well eat it. But do people like Chewbacca because what you sound like? No, I think Chewbacca actually makes more sense. Mine just like, if Chewbacca was retarded, that's how I look like. Oh, you know, something like that. Do you know how many animals die when they cultivate the grain and stuff? I don't actually, but you know they die for they die. You know, they just eat it. They just eat it. Just eat it. You know, don't, even if you stop eating meat, the manufacturer still gotta kill those cows. All right, either they kill them like that, or they gotta age and then killed and then thrown to fire because they're too old to eat. So, eat the cows. If the manufacturer can make money, they will feed the cow better. If the manufacturer is not making money, they'll treat the cow even worse to save costs, and then now the meat is gonna taste worse, and now the cow is not gonna enjoy their life before they die. I grew up butchering cow and herding animals. It sucks taking life, but they are delicious. I put a bullet in several cows' head. You gotta know that, you know, it's just the way humans are. You know, it doesn't matter what you eat, so long as you eat, something has to die. Alright? If you eat, something dies. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is, okay? If you eat, something dies. Vegetable dies, cow dies, whatever thing that you eat, you die. The only way to not kill something is don't eat. It's that simple. Don't eat, it won't kill anything. Alright? In fact, just for walking, you kill millions of cells. Walking killed millions of cells. Breathing killed millions of cells. Alright? So, let's just eat whatever you like to eat. We wouldn't eat a all-vegetarian diet because the land wouldn't produce in long enough time for the rate that we would need. Exactly. When you grow something, you're taking nutrient from the ground, and you're force-feeding it with fertilizers. You will never have enough. With the way that we consume right now, like I'm one of the guilty ones because I buy crap load of salad and put in the fridge, and I forgot to eat them and throw them away. All right. So, you know, if you eat at all, you're killing something. If you eat vegetables, you're killing the land that you're living off, right? The way that things are being grown is that they cycle the ground. They grow a certain thing a certain season and grow something else that will feed the ground, but because the way we do it, they don't feed the ground anymore. They just fertilizer after fertilizer after fertilizer. You're killing Earth. You're killing Earth. Anyways, that's 2 hours for me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's conversation. We still had fun, didn't we? I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. And surprisingly, there's no trope. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Thanks for everybody joining. I am gonna take a week off. So next week there won't be any shows. Bear with me on that. I have a lot of things to take care of. I need to reset. And I need to plan what's for the future of SSL. And obviously prevention for problems and definitely plan more fun stuff for us to make up for this particular drama that we have. Okay, so enjoy the group still. If any problem, contact Ash Queen or Michael, and then we'll start all over again. All the fun stuff, all the cool stuff, all the giveaways are coming. Keep eye on it. All right, check your message when you tag. Okay, when you're tagged for whatever post, go check it. Might be fun stuff. Just, you know, that's what your cell phone's for. Don't be one of those guys that has cell phone but never pick up the phone. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you guys in a week and a little bit more. Bye.